If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
All right. Hello.
Hi.
You're so joyous always.
So enthusiastic.
I'm Selene Castrovilla.
I'm Pascale.
There you go. And this is Life in Jest, the show that subscribes to Chaucer's sage words, many a true word hath been spoke in jest. There you go.
There you go.
Okay, so we were just actually laughing. We were just actually talking about cursing and the volume of cursing that Pascale does.
I curse a lot. It's just
Yes,
the
she
way
does.
I am.
And then
always
curse.
have.
Yeah. Really? From
Even
a
as
child?
a child. Yes.
gosh.
I remember being in the elementary school playground under the monkey bars and teaching the other kids the ABCs of cursing. I was an
Oh my God.
asshole from birth.
Wait a minute. The ABCs, did you have a word for every letter?
No, of course I didn't.
So,
I was a kid. I didn't know every word.
right, so how could you call it the ABCs? You said that?
I think I did.
Wow. So did you go A is for asshole?
I would imagine so. I don't remember what
B
I
is for,
said.
well, you got bitch, bastard. Is that a curse? I don't know.
I think back then, yes. I
Yeah,
mean,
for kids.
yeah.
Bitch, bastard. That's
I
about
did
it, I
not
guess.
do the C word because I did not know that word.
That's good because no one
I
should do
know
that
it now.
It's not a good word. It's not a nice word. When anyone uses it against a woman, it's like a personal attack. It's like I don't know if I
Really?
find it very.
I
I find
don't
it very
think so.
vicious. Really?
Well,
I've never heard you.
maybe
I've
they
never heard
shouldn't
you
act
say.
like it. I have to be really mad.
I've
I have
never
to
heard
be
you say that word.
super, super angry.
Okay, well, yeah, I've not heard. You're
I don't
basic.
say it a lot, but sometimes that's how people are acting.
Okay, all right. I would have liked to see that little snapshot of you tutoring children in cursing.
I don't
How did
know.
you learn all these things yourself?
No, I have no idea.
You're a curse savant.
My parents didn't curse, like no one in my family. I mean, and
So
if they did curse, it was in another language, so I don't know.
Well, then where did you learn?
No, I have no idea.
All of a sudden, you just knew these curses. I know it didn't happen like that, but your
Obviously,
memory.
I heard.
Right, but
I
so
don't know,
as
but
you
I
remember,
had to hear them somewhere.
right? But
I would
as
imagine
you
I
remember,
heard them from other people, other children. I don't know.
okay, but as you recall now, is your testimony that you recall on the playground teaching the kids the ABC of cursing, but you cannot remember.
When I say kids, it was probably one or two other children.
Okay.
I'm sure it wasn't like a group.
I heard a group. I thought it was like a group little,
No.
session. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Well, how old were you when you did that?
I have no idea. I mean, it was elementary school, so it could have been anywhere from, I would imagine
That's
not young, so maybe
but that is
6th
young.
grade.
Yeah. That's young still for cursing, I think.
I don't know. I've always been that kind of kid. Like, I was very quiet. I'm still kind of quiet, but yeah, I don't say nice things. No, sometimes I say nice things. That's a lie.
You can be so nice.
I'm either very nice or very not.
I know you really do. You go from 0 to what is it? 0 to 60. What do they say? 0 to something. But you really, you can't. I don't think there is a middle for you because you just when you get set off, you're like,
yeah. I don't think I've ever had a middle.
Yeah. I also go to extremes. I really identify. There's a song by Billy Joel called
I was just thinking that in my head.
Yeah. And I always identify with that song. Too high or too low, there ain't no in between. And he says ain't, and that really bothers me. There's a couple of my favorite songs they say ain't. And one
And
one of them has a double negative that really makes me angry, but I still love the song. That
I,
song, "She Don't Want Nobody Near," that means she wants somebody, but I love the song so much.
I,
That song, did you ever hear that song? Oh, yeah, because I used to play that song all the time.
yes,
Right.
crows.
Yes. Remember I used to make tapes? I had it on a CD, but before that, I used to make a cassette, and I would put the same song twice, and you would be like, "Why did you do that?" I'm like, "Because sometimes you just wanna hear a song again, don't you?" And you were like, "No."
Get it, but not right after the same song, like,
See that?
maybe a
No,
little
because, like, to
later.
no, because when like, so psyched about that song that I immediately wanna hear it again. And in those days, I'm sure there were a lot of people that had technical abilities, but when you make a cassette, you gotta rewind it to find the same spot is a bitch, so I just did it
Yeah, that's
twice.
true. I
Yeah,
I
and I
I
loved it.
get it.
But then I had the CD, but She Don't Want Nobody Near. Terrible title, but, man, it's like the guy went in my brain because it was like it's a song about a woman who wants to be alone, really, like, really, really needs to be alone, but also desperately wants people around. And
Yeah,
that
that's
is
the part you lost.
exactly well, I'm kind of over that now, but when I was younger, I still crave people, but it can be satisfied by a phone call now. Just a quick chat, but before it was like really wanted people around. I think it's I mean, I know I was an only child. I was alone. You could be an only child, but if you're an only child that's like basically alone all the time, you really want people. But on the same time, because I was so used to being alone, and also I think as a writer, writers need to be alone. Anybody creative needs time to create. I mean, and there's other people too. I'm not saying that's the only kind of person, but speaking for me, so I have this. It's like a dual personality, and it was so weird that he was expressing this. Like how did
Yeah,
he know? How did he know?
because maybe he's like that too.
Then why is he singing "She Don't Want Nobody Near"?
Okay, maybe he knows somebody like that, I don't know. I don't like the Counting Crows.
God, I love them, and I don't know
That
why.
is I think that's the only concert I ever walked. No,
Wow,
that's not true. That's actually
wow,
not true. I
I
can think
love
of another
them.
one.
I don't know. Casey and I could agree on them and Fall Out Boy. They're very similar, I think. Them and Fall Out Boy.
I also don't like Fall Out Boy.
Love Fall Out Boy. Love them.
Yeah. I
Oh
think
my god.
the only thing I think we agree on is Barry Manilow.
No, we like Def Leppard. We
Well, I
saw
thought you
them.
just came to the concert with me just to keep me company.
Def Leppard, rise up,
I did
gather
not
round,
know
rock this
that.
place to the ground. Are you freaking kidding me?
I
I used to
didn't
walk
know.
around in a Def Leppard shirt all the time.
I
I
don't
love
know
Joe
why. I
Elliott.
didn't know that. I thought you were just coming to keep me company.
No, I love Def Leppard.
Me too. I've seen them
Oh my
many
god.
times.
My favorite song is Pour Some Sugar on Me. What's your favorite song?
Definitely not that.
Oh, come on. Living like a bum, baby, come and get it. See, I know them. Little. I love
No.
that song. It's the beat of it. That's what energy that song has.
It's not that I dislike that song. It's just there's songs that I like so much better.
Okay, well, what's your favorite?
Like everything on the Pyromania album.
Yeah, the first album. It's
Yeah.
good.
No, I
It
don't
is
think
good.
that was their first album. I think
Oh,
that
it
was
was the
their
first album
first
I knew, I think.
popular album. I think
Yeah,
that's the
yeah,
first album most people know. I could be wrong. So I could totally be wrong, but I feel like
yeah.
there was something else.
Well, it certainly was a popular album. Like, that really was the thing that
I
skyrocketed it.
know, but then they just got more popular and more popular. And I like that stuff too. It's not that I don't. Obviously, I wouldn't go see them so much. If not, I haven't seen them. I feel like they haven't come around. They used to come around like every year.
I saw them when they were big, and then
Yeah.
I saw them with you later on at Jones Beach, where somehow you
Yeah.
managed to sit next to the only other black person there.
And we were both so into it. I know. I get made fun of a lot for liking the music that I do, but I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna like it whether people care or not. I don't care.
Like, okay, I don't love the Foo Fighters like you, but I like the Foo Fighters, you know?
Yeah. I mean, Foo Fighters. are
Like you
good.
don't like the Foo Fighters
I
now.
do. I love them. I love Dave Grohl so much. I
I
just love
know.
them.
Except when you
Except,
criticize him, he's like, he talks too much.
oh my God, because he just goes on and on.
Oh my
He
God.
talks a lot.
Yeah,
He
but
has a
I
lot to
always thought
say.
he said it fun. Like, I can listen to a lot of talk when
He
it's fun.
is fun.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't enjoy him. It's just, like over half an hour, I'm out. Gotta go. I'm like that with most things. Like I get bored.
I enjoyed actually, you're gonna hate this. I enjoyed listening to Billy Strings talk. Billy Strings on Howard on Wednesday. He was talking about creative stuff, but yet like down to earth. I liked him. I did get tired of it eventually.
I don't know if I liked him because I shut it off before
I
it
know you don't
started.
even listen anymore.
I don't care. I don't care about celebrities for the most part. Like,
Give him a chance. I get if it's someone that is a true creative and not just like some bullshit celebrity. The Kardashians to me are just bullshit.
yes,
But if someone is a real creative and they have a process, I'm interested in hearing that process to a point. I would probably listen to a writer for much longer, a book, because that's my craft.
honestly, I probably would too. That interests me more.
Yeah. But
Comedians I usually listen to, not all of them, because some of them are
yeah,
terrible.
it depends on, the person. Yeah.
Yeah, it really, I have to be so interested in that person, but then I'll usually read about them. I prefer to read about them.
Who I really like to listen to on Howard is Jimmy Kimmel because he's friends with Howard and they have the funniest conversations. Like when they were almost murdered
Yeah.
by swans. I mean, that was funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
I get bored of that too. Like, I like him. I like their conversations, but once again, half an hour, I gotta go.
All right, I have to tell you, did you see a clip of Jimmy's? I don't know why I even watched this. It was funny initially, but then it just started veering and it was long. And I'm like, what is going on? Jimmy Kimmel did a mock expose on Waffle House vs. IHOP. Like, why do people beat each other senseless in Waffle House, but then behave in IHOP?
See, I haven't seen that, but I would like to.
Look, it
I would
started
be
out really
interested in
funny.
that.
Well, Waffle House is just like why? Why does it even exist? It's so dark.
That one used to be on the corner of Long Beach Road and by where the Wild by Nature is. Do you remember that?
No, now that you say that, I do.
Yeah,
I think I
there
blocked that
was.
out.
There was a Waffle
Yeah,
House.
we don't tolerate Waffle House here, okay? That did not
I
stay.
don't think I
No.
ever went there, but I
No, we're
remember
not. We are
seeing
not
it.
Waffle House people, okay? No. That's gross. I don't know. I like a waffle. Don't get me wrong. But I
I
don't
don't
want the Waffle House is disgusting. Actually, my friend Marty, I used to visit her in Asheville,
North Carolina. Yeah.
North Carolina, and they used to call it the Awful Waffle instead of Waffle House.
Really?
Yeah. It's
I
disgusting.
don't think I've ever been to one.
It's just gross. Look at it. It's like, would you want to go in there? No. It looks like you're going into the
Yeah.
penitentiary or something. No.
It didn't
Now-
look like someplace I'd like to go.
No.
also-
Right. It's not even inviting.
Yes, I'm not a breakfast person, so
I am.
I like IHOP, but like I would never choose to go to IHOP.
I wanted to call you the other night. I saw that they have pumpkin pancakes. I'm like, where's Pascale? I want to go to
Yeah,
IHOP.
and I'll go with you. Obviously,
Love
we've
it.
been many times.
Find the pumpkin pancakes. I love
don't
them.
like pumpkin and I don't like pancakes.
Oh my
So
God, it's so
that's
good.
a big no thank you.
Anyway, the whole point was that he did this thing and it was funny and he was showing clips of people. Well, basically Waffle House is like Jerry Springer without the show. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It's like crazy. And I knew this. I guess I knew it because I visit people in the South. I just knew this stuff about Waffle House. I don't know if I knew particularly how many beatings occurred in there, but it certainly didn't surprise me.
Why?
Like, there's clips of the whole place is being torn apart. And then in IHOP, everybody's serene. And I think it's the atmosphere. Different kinds of people go there.
I have
Different
never
kinds of
seen
people.
a problem in the IHOP.
There's no problem in the IHOP. And there could be because they get really full. Now that I think
do.
about it, kind of surprised that nothing bad has ever happened in an IHOP while someone's waiting.
No, people just sit and wait.
They
like,
get
I'm
a
gonna get my
packed
breakfast.
waiting room. Yeah. No, awful things happen in the Waffle House. So that was funny. But then he started going to it was obviously, what is that? A parody. right? But he started going on about conspiracy things, about the year the thing was started, and that means this and that. Like, he was making these ridiculous connections, and it was so long. It was on Facebook, and I'm like, what? Where is this going? It was just too much, and I tapped out. It was over.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You gotta
Why
keep
did
it
he go
going,
so
or else I
far? Like,
gotta go.
I thought
I don't
Jimmy
know.
Kimmel did short things. Like, on his show, he doesn't go. I mean, I don't even watch his show, but I
Yeah.
meant to watch it, but I didn't. I've
I've
never
seen
watched it.
clips
Yeah.
on Instagram of all those things.
Right.
It's not that I don't wanna watch them. I just don't. I don't know why.
I wanted to watch when he came back, and I still could, I guess. I don't know. It's on Hulu, I think, but
I watched the monologue. I'm good with that. I think
that's what I
all
wanted to watch.
need.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to watch.
You know what? It's an interview show, and I have no interest in interviews for the most part.
If you say to me, "Oh, do you want to listen to this interview?" I'll be like, "No," but when Howard does it, sometimes. But anyway, I still recommend that people listen to Howard. He's fun.
Oh, I love Howard. I love listening.
Our whole style is based on Howard Stern.
Okay.
Well, isn't it?
I guess.
Well, think about it.
I don't know. Yeah, I suppose.
We like our whole repertoire, our whole thing is like we were raised on Howard. That is that we didn't go to school for this stuff. I know we're so professional. Everybody thinks we went to broadcasting school, but our school was Howard Stern. We are students of Stern students.
I guess that's true.
I was once going to write a book. I was going to call it Stern Lessons and Things I Learned from Howard Stern.
I have so many things that I never needed to learn about, and I'm sorry that I know, and so many good things.
I know,
There's
but you do
things like
learn.
I wish I could erase from my brain.
I know, but you do learn a lot about human behavior.
You sure
A lot
do.
of things. Yeah. Yeah. And it's good. It's good. Anyway, just before we went on, we were talking about Pascale's cursing. And I was like, I wonder if they cursed in the Revolutionary War. Because I was like, I bet George Washington would have said, fuck it, the whole thing sucks. But I don't think he had that kind of vocabulary. So I decided to look up if soldiers cursed in the Revolutionary War. This is talking about the soldiers. They really have this huge difference. They always differentiate the soldiers with Washington and the officers. It's like two classes. It's very clear when you do research. Like in the Newburgh conspiracy, when Washington stopped his officers from mutiny, that was shocking because it was his officers. Whereas the soldiers, the enlisted men, they were always trying to arrange some sort of an overthrow, and the person who did it would just be hanged immediately. That was just every day.
Well, that's no fun.
No. Well, I understand why he had to keep that. You have to nip that in the bud to stop it from, you have to show them a lesson, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I'm not approving or disapproving anything. I'm just stating it as what I've learned. But it is interesting. So it says, yes, soldiers cursed during the Rev War. They can't write out the word revolutionary.
I guess that's too much.
So it was officially discouraged. Profanity was widespread among both officers and enlisted men, despite George Washington's orders to curb the practice in 1776. So he made an order not to curse. Wow. Accounts from the period, private correspondence, and even official orders acknowledged that cursing was a common vice. General George Washington issued orders in August 1776 stating that, this is a quote, the foolish and wicked practice of profane cursing and swearing is growing into fashion. That's the quote. And that officers should use their influence to stop it. But despite the orders, soldiers in the Continental Army, like those in other armies, swore frequently. And there are stories, even from people after the war, that people told stories afterwards of what happened in the war, tell of the extensive use of profanity. For example, a widely circulated, though sometimes debated story claims Washington himself once cursed at General Charles Lee.
Oh.
That would be a funny picture book. Fuck you, Charles Lee. I don't even know who Charles Lee is, right? Frankly. But fuck that guy. What? Oh my God, wouldn't that be hysterical? It could be called Fuck That Guy.
I'd buy it.
I think that Washington, if he was going to curse, would have cursed about Benedict Arnold. That's who I think he would have cursed about. So it says the context is, while not as prevalent as in modern times, is it prevalent or prevalent? Prevalent, right?
Ever since that, I can't remember.
I know. There's on Howard Stern, the word got mixed up by a guy, and ever since then, I can't, I don't even know which way it is.
What's the right way?
I think it's prevalent
I think it's
or
prevalent
prevalent.
too. That's all I hear in my head.
I know. Soldiers swore it just as people do today, and its use was often part of the common language at the time. But their curses were different than ours. Guess what two of the most favorite ones this is just so mild. Ready?
Yeah.
Take a guess. One of them you could probably guess.
Hell.
Well, it might be, but no, that's not the two most popular ones. Bloody. I mean, really?
Okay. Yeah.
And bugger. It says they were considered foul words and were not for the ears of polite company. Oh, this is surprising. Fuck was also popular, if not printed. That's so fuck was available. I didn't know that.
I don't understand why people have problems. Most people say it. And if they say they don't, they are lying. And it's been around for so long. Who cares?
Well, I honestly didn't think it was around in the Revolutionary War. This is a revelation to me.
I like that. I mean, when are people going to get over it? Seriously. What is the big deal?
I know.
It's a word.
I'm going to have to research the origins of fuck. I guess because it wasn't printed in anything. I have never seen it in any of my research. I've never seen that word. But I guess if they're saying it and it's, yeah, if they're saying it and it wasn't printed, I guess that's why. I guess that means they didn't even use it in correspondence or anything. It was strictly for speaking. Yeah. So that's why I wouldn't see it in any of my research. That's pretty interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah. It says that in New York in the early 1800s, there's a record of a woman charged with obscenity. And this is really funny. A woman charged with obscenity is quoted as following a group of women and calling them bloody whores who should go fuck themselves.
Good for
wow. Now that is just an average day on Facebook.
That's great. Oh my God. I wonder what they did.
I love that.
I wonder.
Women can be mean.
Women are very.
I know. They are. They're bloody whores. I mean, I can't imagine the 1800s, a woman wearing this, all this stuff, Go fuck yourselves. I love it. I love it. It's the best. Wait. There's a history of swearing called Holy Shit. Oh, there's a book called Holy Shit.
Really? Okay.
That looks good. We should get this and talk about it on the show. Melissa Moore. No. I guess Mohr. Melissa Moore wrote it. It's got 419 ratings and 4.5 stars. That's pretty good.
Cool. Okay. I'm into it.
Yeah. We got to check this book out. Very good. And it even includes how people came to testify with one hand on the Bible. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here that I've always thought about.
Okay.
It considers the rise of racial slurs after World War II. You know why? Because that's when they desegregated the army and all the racists were up in arms, fucking assholes. That's
still a problem.
Truman, it's a huge problem, but I will say Truman was a racist. He didn't go to college. He was raised pretty ignorant. He was the vice president and suddenly he became president, right? When Roosevelt died, boom. So he was president out of nowhere. And he saw how a black man was treated, a soldier, but he just left the army. He was on a bus and he got beaten, brutally beaten. And that's when Truman had this awakening. And he realized that black people are just the same as white people. He had been raised by racists, and that's all he knew. But then suddenly having this other perspective, with it being somebody that he really admired, he was very, very supportive of, very admiring of all people in the army. The guy was horribly beaten. I think he lost, if not 2 eyes, I think at least one. It was very bad, very bad. And something about it hit Truman, and he suddenly became the most empathetic guy. And he's the one who desegregated the army. And he was the first person to ever address the NAACP. He addressed them on the mall, Washington Mall, where there is no shopping, by the way. And honestly, it was black people that really won the election for him when he ran on his own. he really was so supported by them. And it was a shock that he even won on his own. It's interesting how people can change because
Yeah.
you are a product of how you're raised, which is why we have to be so careful when we raise kids,
I know, but I always think that's a cop out after a certain age. Once you get out into the world, like, if you can't
Yes,
decide things on your own.
but you don't get out in the world. You're saying, a lot of people do not really ever go that far out into the world. They hang around the same circles and they don't make friends outside of the area that they've been raised in. A lot of people are indoctrinated. They stay in their family, like sort of tribal units, for lack of another word. It's less likely to happen in a more urban place where people get out more, but even then, you don't know. Like, and when people are on social media, they stay with their little groups, and if they see something, everybody's like on the mindset that the other people are just lying and they're bad and we're good, that whole tribalistic thing. And so you have to get out in the world, but be open to things like more and more. I think it's just worse and worse because there's so much more of a way to just be enclosed with your group and still feel like you're out in the world, but you're not really because to be out in the world really is to consider everybody's views, to really be a kind person and not be like,
Yeah,
fuck you, the minute you hear something you don't like. But unfortunately, we've devolved, I think. And at Truman, at that time, I guess being vice president and then president really was him going out in the world. But it was that moment when he was already president that I wonder why he got picked as vice president, but I guess there was something about him. And
who could tell? I mean,
and he
really?
changed. Yeah, but the horrible thing he did was kill all those people in Japan. I mean, that's horrible. But I don't think he really understood. He had everything thrust upon him, and I don't think he knew. I don't think he really understood the consequences. But I just think in him, and when it comes to racism, I see hope because he was a full on bigot, horrible.
Oh, yeah.
He was so bad, and then he changed. There's
Hmm.
hope in that.
I hear these stories all the time. So that's what makes me, like, it's hard to give people who don't break because it's possible.
I
It
want to give
just,
them a break, but I'm just trying to understand them from a psychological standpoint. That's all. And I guess
I,
there's only,
it's
as
true.
we've
I
learned, you
understand what
can
you're
never
saying.
really understand people completely. But I do think
That's true.
there's sociological. Is that a word? Like it's the society that they're in. Like there's not just one society. It's like broken society, and there's all different parts. And you're only party to what you are immersed in. And some people, especially like education is the most important thing because then they learn that there's other people out there, other concepts and
Right.
things. But now they're so big on don't teach the kids anything except what we want them to know. There's so much danger in that. And it's always been like that in like certain places, but now it's instead of instead of going down, it's going up what they're doing. And
Yeah.
to teach children that there's only this and that's it, and this we're good and they're bad and whatever, all these things, it's really dangerous.
And
On the other hand, though, global warming is so bad that we're probably all going to be wiped out anyway, so it really probably doesn't matter.
you know what? That's true. Yeah.
I mean,
Something
I
to look
find a certain
forward to.
comfort in that. Well, I didn't see that movie. Did you see that movie, Look Up?
No, I don't even know what that is.
It was a really popular, it was about how a meteor was coming to crash on Earth.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm
It
not
was not
interested
that
in that.
long ago. And it was a parody. It wasn't a horror movie or anything. It was a parody about how the world ends. And I didn't see it, but I was told this spoiler. I'm sure anybody that wanted to see it saw it already, but turn it off now if you don't want to know. They die at the end. They all die. But whoever saw it and told me about it, like it was fine. They were happy. Because it was like no big deal. Like it was just the end. So
Well, I mean,
I know it wasn't called Look Up. Okay, it wasn't called Look Up. It was called Don't Look Up. Don't Look Up. That's so funny. And I think what's her name? Meryl Streep, I think, was the president, and she was like, "Just don't look up." She was trying to stop
really?
everybody. I believe that her idea was just like deny, deny, deny. And then the reporters were like, "What? But this is that," and they're just denying it. But it apparently in the end, it's like, all right, then you know what? I'd be kind of glad for it just to be done in a way. I think it's all a big mistake. I don't know. It's and now they're talking about some aliens coming. This new thing.
Well, I
There's a
heard
comet,
something about
but
that. Yeah.
yeah, there's a comet, but everybody is convinced. First of all, why do people want aliens? I mean,
I
that's
don't know.
Howard said very funny. He's like, they don't want the aliens to come from other countries. Do they think they're like aliens to come from other
That I
planets?
know. I know. I thought the same. It's true. It's true. Why is that acceptable?
I think that is like, be careful what you wish for. I don't think it's a good idea for aliens to come.
I
No.
don't know. Have we not seen every alien movie? It never ends well.
No, he also talked about one episode of The Twilight Zone where the aliens had a book called How to Serve
Yeah.
Humanity,
Yes.
but it turned out it was a cookbook, How to
Yes.
Serve Humanity, like
I remember
broiled
that
or
one.
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
That
that's
was a good
great.
one. The
Yeah,
Twilight Zone was such a great
it
show.
just but you see, I've never seen any things. I only hear them referenced on Howard. My only experience with The Twilight Zone came from the Tower of Terror in Orlando. Oh my God. I wanted to see, I heard, and it was good. The story was good, but that drop, I wish they had a way to just leave so you don't have to take that drop. That drop was who wants to be dropped? You like that?
Apparently meant who? Me? Are you insane?
Yeah.
No. I am so scared of heights. I would never go on that ride. Never.
I did it
Never.
just because
No.
I wanted to see the story.
I don't care.
But there's nothing worse than I think that out of all the things in the world, being dropped is bad. It
No,
sucks.
listen, Jesus himself could have been on that ride and I wouldn't go. You could tell me
I hear
the
you.
answer to everything is on that ride and I would never know the answer because I would never get on that ride.
I honestly think I already know enough. I don't think I need any more answers.
You know,
Right?
what I'm saying is there is nothing on earth that would put me on that ride.
I hear
don't do
you.
that.
Well, at the time I did it. I wouldn't do it now. Hold on a second. All right. I want to tell a funny story that's inspired by my niece, Kaylee.
Hi, Kaylee.
She was saying, hi, Kaylee. And she said, her post was about, so I have accidentally invited Mormons. So I don't know why, but she's decided to read all the religious texts. Now, Kaylee, I hope by now you've realized how futile this is. No, you can get ideas from them. You can learn the basic concepts, but to read them all? What?
I think that's
No.
interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you read the Bible?
No.
The whole
it's
Bible
so
you read?
long. No.
That's what I'm trying to say. You can get the basic ideas of these things without reading every single thing. I hope Kaylee is not
But
really reading the whole thing.
If she's into it, good for her.
Kaylee, let us know if you actually read these things.
Listen,
But
I
the
tried.
entire things
I was like, my God, so boring.
literally, my God, yeah, literally.
Yeah.
So she said that she signed up to get the Book of Mormon. They come to your house to deliver it.
Oh my God.
It's true. And she said they were faster than the ambulance when you call an ambulance.
That's so true. It's
Okay,
like
so
inviting a vampire
a-
into your house.
Well, that's what somebody else wrote. They are like vampires. You're not supposed to invite them in your house. That's exactly what somebody else wrote.
Yes.
She said
vampires have to be
Kaylee
invited.
said she told her son. Yeah, Kaylee said that the other woman. I told her son's name. One of Kaylee's son's name is Jason. The Mormons are coming. The Mormons are coming, and he was like, "What did you do?" Like they're coming to attack. Well, I have a really funny story about Mormons that I'll share. And here's another funny thing. I wrote myself on an email. I write myself just like a little note, like a subject to remember. So I wanted to write Tell the Mormon story, but I wrote Tell the Moron story.
Morons, Mormons.
Maybe I'm the moron, though. I mean, they're not, but I just thought it was funny. It's the funny thing about one letter missing. You change everything.
Of course. And I was just
okay,
kidding.
we were in,
I don't think Mormons.
I know.
Oh my God, I was going to say moron.
They're not. They're really not, but they're something. They're very They are dedicated people. They are dedicated. You know how the Puerto Ricans are a very festive people, according to Seinfeld? Well, the Mormons are a very dedicated people.
Yes.
They really are. So I was with my kids we were in San Diego. I think we had been to a few different parts of California, but we were in San Diego in Old Town. You ever notice like a lot of these cities all have these old towns?
Yeah.
No?
I don't know why. Yeah.
So I think
it's
Old
just
Town,
like
well,
Chinatown.
it's a historic part of the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like they're like the historic part of the city. So I really like old towns. I don't know. I think they're fun. You can always get good souvenirs, which is really cool. I love that.
Yeah.
So there was a building. Michael had to go to the bathroom. I was with Casey and Michael, and Michael had to go to the bathroom. So we see this building, and it was a museum. And I don't know if we really totally took in the name of the museum at the moment, but or maybe we did. It didn't matter. He had to go to the bathroom. We were going in, right? So he goes to use the bathroom. So Casey and I are escorted into a movie room, okay? And it turns out, I think we might have only learned that it was for the Church of Latter-day Saints when the movie came on and it said something about them, right? So it is this really painful story about someone dying and coming to terms with really coming to their faith with the Mormons. I don't know. However they do it. That's kind of a story. You know what I mean? Like they everything was okay because they found, I don't even know who is their God. Like, do they call the person God? I don't even know. So no matter what they do, is there a word for their God? Probably. So Jehovah, maybe. I feel like it might be Jehovah. I don't know though. So
No idea.
In the middle of this movie, and there's a lot of people in this room. It's not just us, right? Michael walks in and very loudly says, "What the hell are you watching?" Like, just disrupts the time. Not even, what are you watching? What the hell are you watching? Which is actually unlike Michael. He's usually the more polite, but I guess he was so shocked by what was going on.
Can you blame him?
He was a teenager, and he usually was very polite, but what the hell are you watching?
Somebody had to say it.
I'm like, sit down. I'm like, no. Maybe so, but look, we needed to use their bathroom. It was for him. He needs to just shush and watch the movie now. It wasn't a long movie, thank God. But, so then you go in and it's a museum. And the problem was Michael didn't want to see it, but Casey did because it was an enticing little museum. They made it like little, like each, you go to like little scenes, it's like kind of fun, Like when you go to the Museum of Natural History and they have the whole scene, but in the Museum of Natural History, it's behind glass. But imagine the Museum of History scenes, but you can actually go in them. Like it was like little fun. It was fun. It was fun, but it was also, trying to indoctrinate us, Apparently, the Mormons founded San Diego. So it's the story of them coming to San Diego. And so there's got the wagons, the covered wagons, that kind of stuff. So Michael was like, goodbye, I'm waiting outside. He was not, I don't know what was up his butt. He was like not entertaining it at all. Okay. But Casey and I did it because of course I'm good. Look, I brought him in there. I can't just say to the kid, no, we're not going to do this now. We're already here. Right. He wanted to see it. So here's where everything went bad though. In the end, they take your picture in the scene. I still have the picture of me and Casey. They have a souvenir picture of you and whoever your group is. So it was me and Casey in the scene of the Mormon yes, but it's free.
Oh, that's how they get
it. But it's free. But to get it, you have to give them your information.
It's not free. Yeah, that is not free.
Well, I don't.
That is just not an exchange of money. I figured
no. I would have preferred to pay for it. So what happened was, I thought, oh well, I guess I'll be on their mailing list or something, and I can always unsubscribe, right? Oh no, we got home. There were 2 frigging Mormons on my doorstep. 2 men in suits. Yeah. How did they know even when we were coming home? Were they waiting there for days? Had they slept on my porch?
Would you be surprised?
I mean, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
They dispatched their agents immediately.
I was trying to be polite, but yet, I'm busy. We just got home. When you just get home from a trip, you're in a frenzy. There's so much to do. And I was like, I can't, guys. So here's the really good thing, though, because Michael wasn't yet an adult. So I would say, oh, come back, whatever. But they could never come in my house because they're not allowed to be alone in the house without another adult male there. Oh. So it was really good. They could never come in.
That's perfect.
They came back several times. And I was like, finally, I don't know. Maybe they did. I don't know. I was trying to be nice, I guess, because Casey liked the thing and we had the photo, I don't know.
Listen,
I still have that on display.
I
I'm
have a
glad
lot
I
to
have
say.
that photo. Casey enjoyed it.
I enjoyed
What?
it. When I was living by you, I had moved several times, as you know. And also, I don't know why I feel the need to be nice to strangers. So the Jehovah's came to my door. They were very nice women. I guess I invited them in, like vampires. And for some reason, they just must go door to door in that town because they found me in every
Yeah.
place I moved. And I
Oh
remember
my
her
God,
name,
really?
Elizabeth, every house. And I moved like 4 or 5 times.
Wow.
So at some point,
Wow.
I don't know, maybe a couple of years ago, me and my son were talking about it, and he's like, I thought for the longest time that those women were related to us because they kept showing up.
My God.
He was
That's
little, so
hysterical.
he didn't know. I mean, and they kind of
Yeah.
looked similar to us. Like they could have been some Haitian relatives.
That might have been the ladies that came to my door once, and I was in a dark moment, and I let them come in also.
Oh my
And
God.
I cried to them.
Yes. Yeah. And they're
Yeah.
so nice.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to be a Jehovah, but these
They're
ladies
nice,
were
but
really nice.
well, they're nice, but they don't really have anything comforting because they give you like this
No.
at least for me, they gave me this brochure and it was just like
It's-
Bible passages
yes.
and that's not really, it wasn't helping. No.
It's called the Watchtower. That's what they give you.
Yes, it was that.
Because because they used to
But
give
it's
it
not,
to me
but that
every time.
doesn't solve anything.
No, it doesn't.
And they tried to show me quotes. I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
I really don't know what to do, da, da, da. And they gave me the quote. And I'm like, this does nothing. This says nothing.
No.
This is some sort of a proclamation.
Absolutely not. But like I said, these women were nice enough. So I was like,
They were
okay.
nice.
Like I said, her name was Elizabeth.
Got me at the wrong moment.
Me too, apparently, because they just kept coming. And then once they find you in a new house, what am I supposed to say? Like, it's me. They know it's me. I
Well,
mean,
you
that's
could
a
say,
small town.
I've evolved and I'm better now.
No,
for
I
your
am
service.
too polite for that. I
See, that's where
know.
you got to go to your zero.
I know. I make myself sound awful, but if you are polite to me, I will be so polite to you until the moment
Yeah.
that you are in any way rude to me, and then it's on. But I will be so nice otherwise.
So those ladies were never mean, so they just like kept coming back. Wow. So how did you finally rid yourself of them?
I moved out of
You just
that
left
town.
town. That's
Finally moved out of town.
So this was a long time that you saw
This
them.
lasted quite a few years. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It had to be
I was like over it. Once I realized, how long was it? What were you saying?
Probably over 8 years, maybe. I'm not good with time, but it was quite a few years.
Wow. Aunt Elizabeth is here. Cousin
I
Elizabeth.
was like, that's so funny that he thought this woman was related. She would show up at every house. So I guess that's why he thought that.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's how kids see all the adult relatives, like whatever. They pop in, they pop out, whatever,
Right.
They don't know.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I did the nerd camp thing, teacher thing.
Why do they call it nerd camp?
Well, it springs from book nerds, very nerdy people that love to read. There's that. So everybody calls themselves nerds, including me. Like we're nerd, book nerd, get nerdy. Or they already had this thing called ed camps for educators. So educators were going to ed camps. So they changed it to nerd camp to specifically for the books and the literacy nerd camp.
I love that. That's awesome.
So, and here it's nerd camp Long Island. It's so fun. There were kids there too. Love that too. The kids were really getting into stuff. They were teenagers, and it really is it's a lovely thing to get together and talk about literacy and books. Very needed. I think we need more of that in this country for sure. So I really, I love going to that. Yeah. But my poor dog, I left here at 7:30 in the morning, and he was like, "What?" And it was raining, so I didn't open the door. It turned into this gorgeous day, but I wasn't here. Okay, so I'll just say one thing quick. Remember we did a show about the Election Truth Alliance, which is really, really important. It's actually on our webpage, the Life in Jest webpage on my Selene Castrovilla website. We have a page there, and you can catch the episode there on YouTube about the Election Truth Alliance and how they want a paper ballot recount in all the swing states because there is so much statistical evidence that somebody tampered with our election. Why not check the ballots? That's why we have them, right? Computers can have malware installed at them at any time. And when the things are tabulated, it all goes through computers. And that's where there can be a problem. So the people did the paper ballots and then their results were somehow altered. And statisticians, very famous statisticians, renowned, have agreed with this. They have found evidence of tampering. So they have requested in some of the swing states to have recounts, if not all. I don't know how many, but they definitely requested in some, and they've been denied. So now they have started a lawsuit in Pennsylvania. And I applaud that. And I think everyone should check that out. They have a YouTube about it. Election Truth Alliance on YouTube has a video about the lawsuit that they have filed in Pennsylvania for a recount. So again, there's nobody accusing anybody of anything, but it's like, why shouldn't there be a recount? That's why we save these things. And remember, Trump won every swing state with such a wide margin that no recount was automatically triggered. Recounts are automatically triggered up to a certain point. Now, amazing how in a really contentious election, right, he somehow won by such a large margin in every swing state that there was no recount. Come on, people. You should just question it a little bit. Support the recounts, okay? Support the recounts. Write to public officials, especially if you happen to live in Pennsylvania. Like, what's their problem? Why not allow it? It's just a recount.
Listen,
What are you afraid of? And if we're wrong, if it was right, it's right.
it could prove
What's the big deal?
that it was a fair election too. Why not?
That's right. But that's the one where Elon Musk bragged about, helping out, and Election Truth Alliance plays the tape of Donald Trump saying, it was like a pre-inauguration event, and he was saying, Elon knows so much about those vote counting computers in Pennsylvania. Wow, he knows so much. And then we won by a landslide. So thank you, Elon. I mean, really? Do we have to spell it out? And everybody's like, oh, it's too late. I don't know. It might be too late to get him out of office, but if we know, we're certainly going to then make sure he doesn't come back again. And I know you're saying, oh, 2 terms. Mark my words. He wants to get rid of the 22nd Amendment for 2 terms, okay? This man thinks he's going to live forever, and maybe he has found a way. Who knows? Seems to defy odds in all areas. I don't know about the rule of what would happen. I definitely don't know what would happen, but I do know that we need to know the truth. We need to know the truth. That's it. So support it. Go watch that video. If I remember, I'll put the link in with the show notes. They started the lawsuit, and I'm really glad they did it in Pennsylvania because that is the one with Elon Musk and Trump talking about it. So I'm really excited to see where this goes. They filed it. I'm proud of them for that. They really put their ducks in a row before they did it. It's a very interesting thing, okay? There's evidence behind it. They filed that evidence. They're asking for a recount. A lot of countries just have recounts no matter what, but we don't do that. I believe they do that in Canada, just in case. I think, remember, we had Lily on. She's Canadian, and that was our guest, Lily McGregor, from Election Truth Alliance. And I believe she said in Canada that they do an automatic recount.
Yeah.
Couldn't hurt.
I think that should be. I think everybody should do that.
Why not?
It doesn't.
Yeah. And then the Smart Elections is another watchdog, and they put in a lawsuit about Rockland County in New York because I think that might be where Kamala didn't even win one vote in a whole county.
It's got to be one person.
Yet other Democrats did okay. Right, but then I think Gillibrand was running for re-election in New York, and so she got votes. So think about it. It could happen that someone could vote for Donald Trump and then vote for Gillibrand. But it was at such a huge margin that it's beyond credibility to think that many people would hate Kamala so much but then vote for Gillibrand. Why not vote? If you're going to vote for Trump, why not vote for then all Republican or something? You discussed it with the Democratic Party or something. It just statistically was really impossible, okay? And what happened was I think they messed with it, but they didn't account for the fact that there's a large, I think it's Hasidic Jew, I could be wrong, but some population of people that really don't like, if not all the Democrats, at least they didn't like Kamala. So that kind of threw the thing where they probably messed with it a little bit, but then it got really off the charts because they didn't account for the people that really weren't voting for her. And that's why it became so incredibly off. I could be completely wrong, but I believe this is the thing that made it really so shocking. And standing out, like glaring at you, like, how could this be? That is my perception of it. Everybody, listen to our episode, which explains everything. We talked to Lily McGregor, and she laid it all out about the statisticians, about all the research they've done. Really gives you all the hard evidence. But again, nobody is out and out accusing anybody, just asking for recounts. We have a right to know. This is America. This is a democracy, and we have a right to know. And there should be no problem getting a recount. It shouldn't be this hard. But I urge you to go check out Election Truth Alliance. You can listen to our episode and then go there. Everything on our episode gives you all that background stuff in the interview with Lily. It really breaks it down very nicely. So I would say if you're not aware of what's going on, start with our episode of Election Truth Alliance. You can find it anywhere you listen. It's going to be there. I don't even remember the name of it, but we don't have that many episodes. Just search for I don't know. It was like Election Red Flags or something. It has a name that you'll be able to tell what it is. I'm so filled with information. Also, I have the video embedded on the Life and Jest page on my website, SeleneCastrovilla.com. You can just Google Life and Jest website, and then you'll be brought. Then you can watch the video right from there. That will give you the background, and then you can go on Election Truth Alliance YouTube and see their video about Pennsylvania. So it's very exciting. I just hope this goes through, because why would they want to block it? They should be.
Hold on.
What happened? What's wrong?
A spider just came down on his web in front of me. Yeah, man, you need to go.
Oh, God. My God. My God.
Yeah, you got to go. I don't want him on my lap, so I had to move, but I don't have anything to put him in.
Oh, my God.
He's going back up. Okay. See you later. Okay. Yeah. No,
Wow.
keep going. Keep going, man. Listen. All right. I'm just going to stand over here. He's making his way back wherever he came from.
Well, okay. Oh, my God. That's hysterical.
All right.
By the way, in her background, she has a smallpox museum. Is that what it is? No, it's not a museum.
No, it's
smallpox house on Roosevelt Island.
Abandoned smallpox hospital. Oh.
All right, everybody. Adieu.
Bye.
Hey, it's Selene again. I am doing both Pascale and my quotes because something messed up with the audio with Pascale. It actually turned out that she was coming out okay, but she was cutting out to me, so I didn't know if she would be recording. I have her quotes, and I'm going to be reading them besides mine. Her first quote is, "Cursing is a sign of intelligence, and those who do it frequently are both happier and healthier than the poor, repressed souls who keep it all in." That is Kristen Callahan, who is an author. And then we have one from Mel Brooks. And it is, "People have accused me of vulgarity. I say that's bullshit." I really like that. And yeah, those are fun quotes for sure, especially coming from Pascale. She has a couple more. "Next time you feel anxious about stepping outside your comfort zone, remind yourself, I feel this way because it's new, not because I can't do it. Keep going." And that is Jeff Moore, an actor and comedian. 2 fun facts I found out about him, because I always have to look people up. I can't just quote them. His first performance was in high school when he performed in the Hand Jive number in Greece. And he was in Turn, which is the TV show about Washington spies, who I've written extensively about. And they are the subjects of my new book, Freedom's Cost. So I just had to throw that in. And then her last quote is from a fictional character, Ron Swanson, from Parks and Rec. Love that show. And if you haven't seen it, I totally think you should. He said, "When people get too chummy with me, I like to call them by the wrong name to let them know I don't really care about them." That is so Ron. It's so funny. And when Pascale sent that to me, I didn't realize it was one of her quotes for this. And I thought she was just sharing it because she liked it. And she then said, "I think I am going to start doing that," which is so something she would say, but I don't think she would ever do it. Okay. And here are my quotes. And the first 2 are not what I'm pro. I'm just merely quoting them to show what we're dealing with. Okay. Just want you to know before you hear these two quotes, not my cup of tea, just showing you the goal of some people and how they try to turn the tables and, in fact, indoctrinate through their quotes. Okay. So the first is, while freedom-loving people like libertarians and conservatives wish to provide the illumination of facts and the focus of reason for young people so that they might see and think clearly, those who call themselves progressives favor the classic totalitarian tactic of indoctrination. And that was Charlie Kirk. Okay, so wow, what a master of turning things around. It's pretty stunning. We see what we're dealing with here. And then this other one is from Lauren Boebert. Now, I don't know if you remember her, but she is the politician. She's a Trumper, and she had the really classy behavior. I think she was at Beetlejuice, the musical, and she got thrown out. She was making out. She and her boyfriend, I guess, maybe husband, I don't know. I feel like they were dating, but I could be wrong. Were all over each other in the theater, and they were also vaping in the seats of a theater, okay? And they got thrown out. So this is the person that I'm now quoting. You can see what a class act she is. And she said, President Joe Biden's administration is led by his particular brand of educated and out-of-touch staffers, freshly released from leftist ideology indoctrination camps, otherwise known as colleges and universities. Wow. Okay. And then we have a quote from someone named Sidney Smith, who lived 1771 to 1845, who was an English clergyman and essayist and was famous for his wit and his social reform activism. He was a co-founder of the Edinburgh Review, and he used his writings to campaign against bigotry and tyranny, particularly advocating for Catholic emancipation. He said, "Never try to reason the prejudice out of a man. It was not reasoned into him, and it cannot be reasoned out." And then last, I have a quote from Edward O. Wilson, who lived from 1929 to 2001. He was a biologist and an author who conducted pioneering work on biodiversity, insects, and human nature, and he won 2 Pulitzer Prizes. Widely considered one of the greatest natural scientists of our time, he was a pioneer in efforts to preserve and protect the biodiversity of our planet. And this quote is chilling, and it really makes sense when you look at what's happened to us. He said, "Human beings are absurdly easy to indoctrinate. They seek it." Okay? Think about that. Now that I'm looking at events through this lens, yeah, it makes total sense. People want to be told what to do and believe. It's comforting, it's simple, and it takes away from their accountability and responsibility. So many people want to act like little children getting instructed. It all makes sense now. Yeah, we're pretty much doomed. All right. Anyway, thanks for listening. Have a great week. Remember to laugh. Bye.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.